Evening, South Carolina Weather Watchers. I'm the host for South Carolina Weather, Joseph Peterson. Let's go ahead and talk about the weather for your Monday evening going into your Tuesday. As you can see, as of now, South Carolina is looking good. We're not really watching for anything right now in terms of current conditions, but we'll talk about some more things later. It's going to be a pretty impactful video because we have a lot to unpack today or tonight. But if we go on ahead and switch over to the MRMS, let's go ahead and see what's going on around the entire United States. If we go on ahead and look at it now, we do have some rain up here inside the Pacific Northwest, as well as up there inside Montana, Wyoming, and even some showers going through the central plains right now. And we have a heavy system, obviously, over here to the east, going into the Ohio Valley, down to the Mississippi Valley in the deep south as well. And then we even have some rain going all the way into Canada with some snow, not snow, some ice on the top side up there in Canada as well. Here is our current cloud cover. As you can see, not really anything. It's going to be a clear night tonight. Barely any clouds are going to be present going into tonight, especially down towards the coast. Definitely going to be, that's going to be where you're not really going to see a lot of clouds really that much. Here's our cloud tracker for the next 18 hours. If we go ahead and move it forward, you can see that again, just those clear skies and those isolated clouds those isolated high clouds are really just going to take shape going to tonight. But as time as we get to tomorrow morning, those clouds are going to start to kind of build into the upstate, and they're going to actually try and build down south towards the coast, and they will make it towards the coast, bringing us our rain chances for tomorrow as well, mainly going to tomorrow night, but definitely, and maybe even some severe weather potential as well, but we'll talk about that in a second. Here's our current temperature: 73 in Columbia, 70 in Charleston, 70 in Savannah, 70 in Myrtle Beach, 70 in Rock Hill, 68 in Greenville, 70 in Anderson, 73 in Augusta, 75 in Sumter, and 73 in Florence. Here's our low temperatures for tonight: around 61 in Columbia, 67 in Charleston, 66 in Hilton Head, 59 in Moncks Corner, 64 in Myrtle Beach, 59 in Dillon, 57 Spartanburg, 58 Greenville, 59 Anderson, 60 in Aiken. And here's our forecasted precipitation for the next 24 hours. This is one of the things that I did want to talk about. As you can see, there's a chance that most of us, that goes all the way from Hilton Head Island, just to the west of Hilton Head Island, all the way up towards Cheraw, all the way west. So pretty much most of the western part of South Carolina will get rain for the next 24 hours. They can range all the way from a tenth of an inch all the way up into like an inch. And I think that an isolated inch, according to the National Weather Service of Columbia, they think that an isolated inch could potentially be possible going in just south of Orangeburg as well. So somewhere around the Orangeburg region, around an inch of rain cannot be ruled out. So again, like Spartanburg around a tenth of an inch, Greenville around maybe a tenth to a quarter, Greenwood a tenth to a quarter of an inch, Spartanburg a tenth to a quarter of an inch, Barnwell a tenth to a quarter of an inch, Orangeburg a quarter of an inch to a half an inch, as well. Columbia a tenth to a quarter. So honestly, around a tenth to a half an inch, mainly for this entire region. Obviously, some regions will get less than that, but it's really just a hit or miss if you get that heavy rain as of now. But we're gonna go ahead and look at the SPC outlook because we do have a day 2 TSTM. This is for just your regular everyday thunderstorm. We're just watching just for some isolated thunderstorms. Maybe some could be severe, and we're not done there either because day 3 we have another TSTM that goes all the way out towards the coast. Same thing with North Carolina up there as well, and most of Florida. So watch out for some thunderstorms going to tomorrow and your Wednesday as well. Let's go ahead and look at the models and see what they show, because I do want to go ahead and talk about that. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the 18Z. We're going to go ahead and push our models back, and let's go ahead and just start off. If we go ahead and push this forward, you can start to see that the system right over here to the west, up here inside of, North Carolina, Tennessee as well, that's going to push down to our south. We're going to have some showers that's going to form inside the Atlantic that's going to try and move onshore, which they do, kind of up here towards the Myrtle Beach, Georgetown region. This is at around 3 o'clock. And then we do have some showers that it was actually some pretty, big and bad storms that try to go over the Appalachian Mountains. But because of the mountains, obviously, mountains change in elevation. They get changed, and the Appalachian Mountains really does help stop um, those bad severe storms that comes all the way from like the Tennessee Valley really make it to us. Like they have to be really strong, but those storms aren't really as strong enough. But if we go on ahead, look at tomorrow 5 p.m., you can already see that some isolated storms will pop up, maybe with some hail involved with them as well. Really just a hail and damaging wind threat. Honestly, if I was to put a marginal risk down, just because I think that either a marginal risk will be added tomorrow or for Wednesday. I mean, I don't know which one yet. It's really up to the SBC. I would kind of draw the marginal risk kind of like this. So I'm mainly just focusing on South Carolina right now. But I kind of draw the marginal risk kind of like this, if that makes sense. Or I should, well, kind of like this. Just ignore that line right here. But I'd kind of like not really include the coast too much, just because I think once it reaches the coast, it's not going to really do anything. But once it gets into the ocean, it's going to refire back up. So, again, isolated storms possible tomorrow as well, mainly around the 5 to 10 o'clock p.m. time frame, maybe even into like the 12 a.m. Era as well. If we go ahead and look at the 500 millibar winds, not really too much wind shear will be involved with this. Maybe a good 20 to 30 mile per hour or so up in the atmosphere. So it's not going to be really too much of a wind shear event. So not really tornadoes are really going to be present with this. But if we look at the dew points, those dew points are going to be high. I mean, even some places could get in the 70s tomorrow, even at 12 a.m. This is not the storm system's not going to bring a cold front with it, so it's going to still be warm after this storm system passes. And I mean, just looking down, let's go ahead and look at the Cape. You can go ahead and look at the Cape as well, and you can see that's some very high Cape. Cape going to the thousands in some places, so this is going to be some high Cape. I'm surprised, really, yes, I am surprised that a marginal risk has not been introduced with these storms as well. 'Cause, I mean, you can just see it on here. But again, looking at the significant tornado parameter, like I said, not really too much of a tornado threat. Only seeing 0.1, 0.2, just a marginal risk of severe storms is what I'm watching for. Also, watch out for, in terms of like short term, I think definitely towards the coast, this area right here, definitely gonna have to watch out for some fog going into tonight. That's like another kind of like severe weather thing that I think that should be brought up. Fog could be possible going into like the low country of South Carolina all the way to the PD of South Carolina as well. So definitely watch out for some fog in that area. Let's go ahead and talk about the entire United States. If we go ahead and switch over to the GFS, we're going to go ahead and switch over to the precipitation type. And if we go ahead and push this forward, you can already see starting off forecasted for snow. But as of now, it's not really looking too much like snow. So again, like if you look at the GFS now, it says snow. But then if you go to like the MRMS, it says rain. Even if I go to the winter weather radar, it says rain. But actually, there is some isolated snow in there, but it's not really like it was forecasted. But that is a very low resolution model, so I guess that makes sense. But continuing on, already you can see the snow up, the isolated rain and snow up there. Rain that's going to push into South Carolina tomorrow. That's going to be pretty much gone. And then once we get into Wednesday as well, Wednesday there's another chance as well. I think mainly for like the low country PD region for like some more thunderstorms to fire up going into Wednesday, especially toward like the late morning, early afternoon hours. And if we continue it on, you can see that huge storm system is going to try and pop up. Definitely the chance for some severe weather somewhere in here in this entire area. And just continuing it through. Once it gets to South Carolina, it's going to just bring us some showers, maybe some downpours, and maybe a couple of thunderstorms, but I'm not really watching for anything too much yet. We're a bit too far out for that. Another huge storm hitting the Pacific Northwest as well, bringing snow to higher elevations, rain to the low valleys, and some more severe weather For this time, I think it could range all the way up from North Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, all the way to Chicago, Detroit. Bring some heavy rain to Canada, Pennsylvania, New York, and then that's going to continue down south, bringing us some more rain as well on May the 10th. And then once that thing's gone, everything else is a bit too far out to talk about, so that's pretty much it. Let's go on ahead and see, is there anything inside the audience? What there is. So let's go on ahead and hear from our audience. You can be a part of our audience if you join the live streams at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. We do it every single night unless I am out and I'm not able to. So let's go on ahead and hear from the audience and see what they have to say. We do have one question and I think two comments. So let's go ahead and look at that. If we go ahead and switch over, you can see that my Nana says, hello Jay, you are doing an awesome job. Keep studying hard and remain at the top. In terms of studying wise, yes, that is very important. And then my cousin says hello from San Antonio. I hope you had an awesome day. I will. We will talk about San Antonio as well. And then my other cousin says hi, Jess is my favorite meteorologist. And then puts a couple of emojis. So again, if you want to be a part of the audience, you can if you show up at 9 o'clock p.m. But let's go on ahead and talk about San Antonio. I know that, you know, we have an audience down there, so I was thinking we go ahead and do it because we have some free time. And pretty much I talk about it every single day. So I'm going ahead and talk about it some more. I'm completely fine with that. We're going to go ahead and switch over to the temperatures real quick. And I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the 18Z. And just starting off already, just let me go ahead and pull up my little tool. There you go. Just starting off at around 3 o'clock, you can already see it was like 89, close to 90 degrees. And as we go like around a good 3 hours in, you can see I got up to like 92. But tonight, in terms of lows, get to around 70 mainly. I think 70 according to this model. But as we go into tomorrow, the highs really only get to around 87. So not really as hot as it usually has been. A bit of a cool down. And then as we get into tomorrow night, those low temperatures will be around 72. And then when it gets to around 2 o'clock on Wednesday, May the 1st, it will be around 76. And in terms of precipitation-wise, I'm just starting off. I am starting off at 3 o'clock. Going ahead and push it forward. And you can see that maybe some showers and some storms may try to push in at around 10 o'clock, so around an hour or so. So definitely watch out for that. And just in terms of the near term, maybe a couple of showers going in Wednesday morning. Kind of like some weird shaped showers, but yeah, around Wednesday morning, gonna have to watch out for that. In severe weather terms, if you go ahead and look at the next couple of days, day 1, day 2, day 3, you are under a day 3 marginal risk of severe weather. So here's what it kind of looks like. Kind of encompasses most of Texas as well. Goes all the way up from there to Dallas. And then a slight risk that goes from western Oklahoma City all the way up into Kansas. But in terms of San Antonio, right now, just watching for just a weak tornado, isolated tornado, as well as some damaging winds and some hail will all be possible. And turn that off and go to excessive rainfall. Day 1, not seeing anything. 2, nothing. Day 3, you are under a marginal risk, so some isolated flash flooding or some minor flooding could be possible going into Wednesday. And then day 4, you're going to have to watch out again on Thursday. And then Friday, you're done. So just Wednesday, watch out for pretty much almost all hazards. We'll talk about that more again tomorrow night. But I do not see any more questions. I do see a hello inside the chat. But other than that, that's pretty much all. So hopefully everyone has a fantastic night. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, the share button as well. Share it to as much people as you know. As from what I know, we're at 85 right now. If you go ahead and look at it now, yeah, we're at 85. So I'm just our goal right now is 100 by the end of May. So we're just waiting for that. Again, make sure that you share and subscribe as well if you have not already, and hit the like button. Well, we're at 6 people in the 8 people inside the live and 6 likes. So 2 people have not hit it. So we're just just trying to get out there, for mainly people inside South Carolina, but other regions as well that wants to know about South Carolina weather as well. But that's all that I have in terms for today. Everyone have a fantastic night, and I'll be back tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning, with another forecast update.